Pride concession stands and restrooms are located at the north and south end of Reynolds Royals Stadium. The next game for your Royals is a home game coming up in the IHSAA sectional. That will be 2 weeks from tonight on Friday, October 26th against North Central. Hamilton Southeastern High School would like to thank Stanley Chevrolet for sponsoring this year's Royal Blue Crew and Tailgate Town. Go to stanleychevy.com or visit the dealership and ask for Wes. They're only 10 minutes from Hamilton Southeastern High School. For your next new or used car or for any of your service needs, check out stanleychevy.com.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Southeastern Sports Network. Tonight is senior night here at HSE Royals Reynolds Stadium at IU Health Field. And shortly we will be introducing the seniors as well as their family that has accompanied them here tonight. We are excited to join you for tonight's varsity matchup between Hamilton Southeastern and the Brownsburg Bulldogs. We should be in for a good one. So for now, we're going to hand it over to the PA announcer here at Hamilton Southeastern High School as he gets ready to introduce the seniors as well as their families.
Gentlemen, many students choose to participate in a wide array of extracurricular activities during their high school career. Tonight, as the fall sports season is concluding, Hamilton Southeastern High School would like to honor the seniors who participated in the following fall programs and our Royal Command and Color Guard: football, athletic training, competition cheerleading, girls cross country, and boys cross country. We honor these seniors not only for their participation in their individual endeavor, but their overall commitment to Hamilton Southeastern High School. Royal Command and Guard seniors will be recognized prior to their halftime performance. Now let's meet this year's seniors and their parents. First from football, Isaac Abeyo with Isaac Sr. and Greta Abeyo. Isaac Bowman with Kim and Bryce Bowman. Jackson Cooley with Kathy and Scott Cooley. Tony Coward with Rachel Totrice and Demetrius Coward. Manny Daniels with Noel and Carl Daniels. Zach Deckow with Dennis and Christine Deckow. Turner Edwards with Clark and Deidre Edwards. Anthony Eggers with Michael and Sandra Eggers. Luke Farron with Janine and Leon Farron. Cam Harris with Joy and Gary Harris. Matt Harris with Tim and Tammy Harris. Mitch Hebenstreet with Carol and Dan Hebenstreet. Andrew Klink with Doug and Kathy Klink. Cray Kunkelman with Jill Johnston and Corey Kunkelman. Jackson Lance with Mike and Julie Lance. Tony Kasiri with Annette and George Kasiri. Tyler Melzer with Nancy Melzer, also in memory of his father Brad. Cassius Parker with Patricia Parker. Zach Peterson with Donna and Andy Peterson. Ben Retzner with Denise and Rodney Retzner. Mark Rubio with Stephanie Preston. Grant Rude with Jeff and Gay Rude. Nate Sink with Dan and Rita Sink. Romelian Streeter with Latanya and Raphael Streeter. Skylar Wofford with Greg and Heather Wofford. And our final football senior is Trent Williams with Hollis and Latoya Williams. Our football trainers, Taya Irvin with Marcia and James Irvin. Ryan McNary with Paul and Wendy McNary. And Molly Walton with Mark and Lori Walton. Those are our football trainers. Our football cheerleaders, Grace Higginbotham with Paul and Susan Higginbotham. Mariah McConnell with Mary Jo and Edsel McConnell. Cecilia Vigran with Mark and Marcy Vigran. And our final football cheerleader, Zoe Whitaker with Troy and Tracy Whitaker. Our next group is from the girls cross country team. Audrey Andrich with Vicky and Todd Andrich. Lulu Black with Scott and Jordette Black. Lily Cummins with Josh Klein and Christina Klein. Tomasino Hardy with Tomasino Hardy. Katie Kleinhelder with Gina and Kurt Kleinhelder. Lucy Martin with Brian and Bonnie Barton. And our final ladies cross country senior, Caroline Shoemaker with Kim and Dan Shoemaker. Our final group tonight is boys cross country. Eric Carruthers with Kevin and Cheryl Carruthers. Jacob Fierce with Julie and Jeff Fierce. Mateo Fontanen with Donna Fabrizio and Carrie Fontanen. Brady Jarosinski with Bob and Chris Jarosinski. Jackson Moore with James and Julie Moore. James Rathbun with Rachel Rathbun. Nathan Volker with Chris and Melissa Volker. Jacob Wiggers with Dean and Stacy Wiggers. And our final cross-country senior, Grant Wilson with Scott and Sheila Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a royal round of applause for our football athletic trainers, competition cheerleaders, girls cross-country, and boys cross-country seniors. Thank you, seniors.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have a great performance on deck from the dance team as well as it appears the marching band, so we'll get to that shortly.
Field, your Fishers Fusion Varsity Dance Team. The team has 16 members under the direction of Brianna Gemmicky. Tonight, they are welcoming the young ladies from the Fall Football Clinic to dance with the Fusion Varsity Squad. Let's put our hands together and show our appreciation for our Fusion Varsity Dance Team. ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a big round of applause for your Fusion varsity dance team, along with their fall clinic dancers. Thank you, Fusion varsity dance team. Direct your attention to the track at midfield as we honor America with our national anthem. We specifically honor those who fought to gain our freedom, the brave men and women fighting to preserve it, and especially those who gave their lives for our country. Our national anthem will be sung tonight by Hamilton Southeastern Royal Sensation members Sophie Sams, Savannah Gold, Mara Wilson, Sabrina Carter, Savannah Spurlock, and Angela Baumberger. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
HSE has struggled recently. There is no denying that. We are currently on a 2-game losing streak. The defense is sliding, allowing 58 points in the last 2 weeks, while the offense has only scored 35. This team needs new life, and tonight has to be that night. It's senior night, which is a source for optimism, a source for hope. There's a new quarterback under center who showed promise last week with over 200 yards of offense and 3 total touchdowns in his debut. This team has nothing to lose tonight, and that is dangerous. On the other hand, Brownsburg has been unstoppable this season. They are currently ranked number 2 in the state with an undefeated 8-0 record. The offense is their biggest threat, averaging over 400 yards per game and scoring 36 touchdowns thus far this season. This game will be an uphill battle for the Royals. But here, on senior night, at Reynolds Royal Stadium at IU Health Field, anything is possible. HSE versus Brownsburg, coming to you next on Southeastern Sports Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here tonight live on Southeastern Sports Network. I'm joined tonight by my colleague and by my friend, Sam Smith. And Sam, we're going to talk about both these teams a little bit tonight, just to get an understanding of what's in store. And so, as we mentioned earlier, this offense has a new quarterback under center, Andrew Hobson, the junior. And last week, he had a very promising start. So what do you look for the offense to continue doing tonight to see success?
Sam, I'm looking to see a more pass-heavy offense. This team has been committed to the run, but with Hobson under center, they need to take advantage of his talents. This is the last game before the postseason, so they need to get him those crucial reps going into next week.
You're right, Sam. So now going on to Brownsburg, I mean, this team is 8-0, and the offense is definitely their strong suit. Earlier this season against Zionsville, they put up 70 points in a win. What stands out about this Brownsburg offense, and what will our defense have to do to stop them?
Well, Sam, this team is loaded with offensive weapons, starting with wide receiver Bryce Kurtz, who has 45 receptions, 728 yards, and 9 touchdowns on the season. And junior Donnie Marcus, the running back, who has over 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns on the year. And when it comes to these players, you are not going to stop them, but you need to rather contain them. The defense plans to rush the QB and make him uncomfortable, which will help limit the playmakers getting the ball. Also, they will need to run a zone defense rather than try to keep up with Kurtz's speed the entire game.
All right, Sam, well, as we get started here on the kickoff, the Royals will be the first team with the ball, and as they trot out onto the field, do you mind sharing with us the 3 keys that we need to see tonight for a Royals victory? And I apologize, it's actually going to be a re-kick.
Well, Sam, my 3 keys for a Royals victory, it starts with stopping the run game. Brownsburg is averaging over 200 yards on the ground per game. And next, the Royals need to have an offensive night of their own, and I'm saying that they need to score 30 or more points to get a win. For them to have any chance tonight, they're going to have to win in a shootout. And finally, Huston needs to play well. This Royals team is not going to be able to run the ball against a team of this caliber. And when you need to score 30 to 40 points to win the game, you're not going to do that by running the football.
Good analysis, Sam. Here we have Jackson Lance already with a quick burst of speed out to the 50-yard line. That is your senior wide receiver, Jackson Lance, with a great start. And so you say, Sam, we need a shootout. We need to put up points. That is absolutely perfect. That's the start we need to get out here.
And Sam Jackson continuing his return dominance.
Well, here we have the junior quarterback, the new starter, Andrew Hobson, trotting out onto the field. He's in the pistol formation with the spread formation as well, with a lot of receivers on the field. And he's going to take the carry. Not much there. That's a tackle on the play by number 44 and number 41 for the Bulldogs. That is Cade Shepard and Lawson Aiken, respectively. 2 big key defensive players for this Brownsburg team. Cade Shepard leading the Brownsburg defense in tackles on the season. So we should be hearing his name quite a bit tonight. 2nd and long. Hand off to Harris. He runs over a defender. He's still going. Runs through a few more. That's a first down for your Royals.
That's a great start for the Royals. Matt Harris lowering the shoulder, making these players tackle well. It's wet. It's slippery. You're not just going to be able to tackle him without other guys around him to help.
Something notable is the tempo of this Royals offense, getting to the line quickly. That's another handoff to Harris, but not much there. It'll be 2nd and long again.
And Sam, the weather once again playing a factor. I'm predicting we see a lot of running the football tonight. As we said, they need to get Hobson those reps, but not sure how much they'll be able to do it with this heavy rain.
Well, here will be a Hobson pass, dropping back. He throws a strike to the near side of the field. That's number 11, Ben Boysen. Ben Boysen with a quick completion. And something notable to mention about Ben Boysen is he is actually playing with a broken hand right now. So not only is that a testament to his grit and to his determination to be out there on the field, but as well as his playmaking ability and his athleticism.
It's going to be a medium 3rd and 5 here.
Handoff to Matt Harris. Despite the lack of running room, turns his legs, but that will result in a 4th and short on the Brownsburg 29-yard line.
Sam, I'm guessing the thought process there was they're in 4-down territory. On the 30-yard line, no gain really in punting the football, so not trying to get it all in one play. They knew that they had to get 5 over 2 plays, so definitely expect them to keep the offense on the field here.
Well, here it is. 4th and 3.
It's a Wildcat formation.
Ben Boysen in the shotgun. He's able to spin out of a tackle. He'll be very close to a first down. I think he's just a bit short.
Interesting to see there, Sam, that they had Boysen as the feature back there. Matt Harris has been the feature back all season. So not sure what that was there with Boysen. Harris has been their goal line back all year, taking most of the Wildcat reps. So that's something different that we've seen to start out today.
Well, with this Brownsburg offense, we've talked about their explosive playability. Some notable key players to think about on this Brownsburg team. Maybe most notably is the wide receiver number 17, Bryce Kurtz. He is a Northwestern commit, D1 athlete, and he's definitely going to be someone to keep track of tonight. The 6-foot speedy receiver runs a 4.5 40-yard dash, so he's definitely going to be a playmaker who's going to get the ball in his hands a lot tonight. Furthermore, the running back, Donnie Marcus, a junior. This season, as we mentioned, he has over 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. So our defense definitely has a lot on their plate tonight. As they hand the ball to Marcus there with a little bit of room to run. That's going to be a first down with a tackle on the play for number 18, Clay Toner. I apologize, John McCall, rather.
Sam, just on those first 2 plays, you can just see right away when Marcus gets the ball. He sees the field well. He's found 2 holes to begin with, and he has a quick first step. Something that's going to be very hard for the Royals defense to stop.
Another handoff to Marcus up the middle. Not much there. Tackle on the play. That's number 36, Anthony Eggers.
And that's 100% run so far. No pass plays yet.
Well, after a brief pause in play by the officials, quarterback Easter in the shotgun formation, that's going to be a flag. False start for the Bulldogs.
And Sam, we talked to Tony Cassieri this week about how they stop the run. And he said that while Brownsburg's averaging over 200 yards a game on the ground, they're pretty predictable based on where the running back is standing in the shotgun. If he's in a certain spot, it's a very high percentage that it's a run play, and if he's standing in front of the quarterback, it's a very high percentage it's a pass play. So I guess they're relying on predictability tonight to stop that run, but obviously it's having an impact.
You're right, and here as the running back lines up just offset in front of the quarterback, we can expect a pass, and we see it. Down the field over the head of Bryce Kurtz, the playmaker. That's an incomplete pass from the sophomore quarterback, Ben Easters.
Just a little overthrow there. Dangerous throw over the middle of the field. Royals defense, they had a couple defenders right there, just not able to make the play, but for the first pass of the night, that's a little uncomfortable for the quarterback.
Well, here 3rd and long, once again showing a pass. Well, now Marcus shifts backwards. Will we see a run? We will. Delayed handoff. He's cutting. Wow, what a great run from Marcus. From our point of view, he looks a bit short, but what looked like there wasn't much there. He made a few cuts and was able to work the ball down the field.
I'm just so impressed by that first step of Marcus. He just sees the field, and I already said this earlier, but you can't underestimate vision for a running back. When you have a guy at that speed who sees the field,
they charge
hurrying up to the front, whistles down. This might be a false start again.
Well, they definitely used tempo to their advantage there. They got quick up to the line of scrimmage, didn't give the defense much time to set themselves. However, the officials are the officials are marching them back. That appears to be a false start for the Bulldogs. Will we see them attempt to go for it again? It appears that the special teams unit is coming out onto the field.
And back to what I was saying, a running back with that speed and that vision is so dangerous, and the stats back that up. I mean, Donnie Marcus averaging over 200 yards a game. It's showing.
Oh, muff punt. That might be due to the conditions. He's trying to get it out, but that will not work after a muff punt. Big stop on the play for the Royals. They'll get the ball back onto the Bulldogs' 30-yard line. Let's go to an instant replay to see this one again. Well, here, as you can see,
he just
clearly
muffs it and kind of in panic mode at this point, and just not enough time. It initially looked like he fumbled it, but it looked like he might have a chance to pick it up and still punt it away. But just, I think the pressure of the moment kind of held him up there.
You're right, just a little bit trouble handling that ball here. Hobson throws a strike to Jackson Lance, senior receiver, but batted away. That's a great defensive play by number 13 on the Bulldogs. That's Isaiah Higgins, who got a hand in there. And now the officials throw a very late penalty, waiting for this call. The Royals are clapping on their sideline. Might be an unsportsmanlike conduct for the celebration. The officials deliberating. Yep, the ball will be marked forward. Oh, they're going to call that a pass interference.
Sam, that's a very late flag. I personally thought it was a good play from the defender. It looked like Lance was open initially, and the defender just came in and got a hand in, but officials disagreed, and they felt like that was a penalty.
Well, here, handoff to Harris, trying to work the ball down the field. He's met by a couple of Bulldogs who drive him backwards. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from our 16-yard line. 2nd and 9 from the 16-yard line.
You would have to think any team that has watched any game film on this HSE team knows that they're a run-heavy offense. And many of their plays are relatively similar. They love running up the middle multiple times a game. Very predictable offense, as much as we hate to say that, but it definitely, they have a chance to take out the run portion.
Well, here, that's a slant pass dropped. That was another great defensive play. That was intended for a receiver on the far side of the field. Appears to be DeAndre Rhodes. And that's Landon Morris. Good defensive play. Hobson's pass incomplete.
Now a long 3rd down, and you'd almost have to think with these conditions, you're almost in 4-down territory again. I don't know if I would, as solid as Heaven Street has been all year in the kicking game, it's slippery out there. We just saw Brownsburg fumbled the snap. So,
yeah, and when you think about this game, we talk about the big playability and the high scoring potential of the Brownsburg offense. If you're going to win and you're going to score, you need to put up 6, hopefully 7 as opposed to 3, as Hobson's going to throw this one. He throws a deep one to the side of the field. That's way overthrown out of bounds. It's a little bit too much mustard on that one.
So they are going to send Heaven Street out onto the field to attempt this field goal attempt.
So Heaven Street is 13 for 14 in kicks on the season. He's definitely reliable. This kick will be from about 34 yards.
Get ready for a replay.
That's up. That is good. That one was close for the fans at home, so we're going to go ahead and take another look at this. Here, Heaven Street awaiting the kick.
Good snap.
Just barely had enough on it. Clears the field goal post by a foot, but Points are points, and the Royals now up 3-0. 5:49 left in this first quarter.
Sam, let's highlight the defense there, getting a stop. Just setting this team up. I mean, the offense had great field position. They had a pretty short field, and that was partly self-inflicted by Brownsburg, but that fumble definitely gave the offense a chance to get something going.
With 3-0, the Royals currently leading the Bulldogs. The defense getting ready to get back out onto the field.
Not sure what the holdup is here.
And so we've talked about these conditions a lot, and for the fans at home, it might be hard to see the rain. As fortunately, as opposed to an earlier broadcast this year, the press box, the windows are not smeared, but we are filming from inside of the press box, and it is definitely crowded up here tonight. So as I was saying, it is 41 degrees outside, and it is windy, and it is raining. So it's definitely going to have an impact on the game, the play calling, the turnovers, and special teams, as we've already seen with a 34-yard kick just barely sneaking in, and the punter mishandling the snap for the Bulldogs.
I don't think they can get the ball on the tee, so they're going to have a player hold the snap here.
Oh,
they're going to go onside here.
I don't know if that was onside, Sam. I think that's just one of the miscues that comes with having a holder trying to hold the kickoff. So I would be shocked if the Royals try to gamble with an onside there. It really just looked like, poor chemistry, if you will, between the holder and the kicker.
I mean, the kick was only 15 yards, though, so not sure what that was there, but honestly something that if I'm Coach Morris, it worked out. I mean, he had a chance to maybe recover that, and they're on the 40s, so.
Well, here it's a handoff, not to Donnie Marcus, rather this time. That's number 5, Shy Sumter Bay for the Bulldogs, making it a 2nd and 7.
Marcus still out of the game here. Looks like a run.
Another fumble snap. Tony Kasiri was there making the sack. And now, you're right, that was a play action, and Sumter Bay just clipped a little bit of that football. The quarterback mishandled it. That's a good sack there for the Royals, making it a 3rd and long now.
That's the second snap that's been a little bit mishandled by Brownsburg. Ball security is always important in a game like this.
Well, here's a bit of a rush. Abeyo gets there, but Easter stays on his feet. He's running right into the hands of Tony Kasiri, who's ready to rip him down ferociously.
That's going to bring up a 4th down. Abeyo couldn't quite get to the quarterback there, but the most important thing is that they got the offense off the field, and that's 2 possessions now we've seen where Brownsburg was not able to get anything going. So this defense is holding up so far.
Yeah, on the play there, the pass rush, the pass protection broke down pretty quickly as Abeyo was back there in a couple of seconds. And the pressure, obviously forced Easter to move up in the pocket as the punter, number 29 for the Bulldogs, is a low on it, but it's rolling to the 10-yard line. That was Evan Grady with a good punt there. But we talked to Tony Kasiri earlier this week, Sam, and do you want to talk about a little bit what Tony Kasiri said the defense was going to try to do to limit these big plays in terms of the pass rush?
And, Sam, let's hold off on that question. I want to take a look back at this play. The punter, not sure we're getting a good look at this. I wanted to point out that the punter had forever back there. He could have easily taken off and ran with it. Just something I thought was interesting.
So here we have the offense running back out onto the field. Hobson in the shotgun. Throws a slant pass. Looks like that's complete to number 81, Landon Morris for the Royals.
Just a quick pass, getting the ball out of his hands. 5 yards on first down. That's all you're really looking for there. Not trying to look for anything special.
Handoff here to Harris and driven backwards. Once again, we've seen about 3 defenders in the backfield every time we try to run the ball. That's an unusual sight for the Royals.
For sure, Sam. And we talked about it earlier, how predictable this offense is. They know when a run's coming, and when they run it, it's the same play every time. So if you can figure out what that certain play is, you're going to stop their run game.
Well, here's 3rd and 6 from the 19-yard line. Spread formation. Hobson getting ready to throw this one. He's going to throw a deep pass there to DeAndre Rhodes. Ooh, it hit him in the breadbasket.
And a penalty marker's down.
2 flags fly in. The receivers, the cornerbacks, rather, never really got their heads turned around there. So I believe that's going to be a pass interference call.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of contact there. Let's see the official call here, just to make sure. And yes, they're moving the chains, so that's going to be a first down for the Royals. And that's the second pass interference we've seen now. So another thing to think about, you could just throw the ball up and try to get a flag. I mean, that's not the way it's supposed to be done, but if the refs are throwing the flags tonight, I mean, why not test it?
I agree. That was a good pass there from Hobson, right in the breadbasket for Rhodes. Obviously, it's tough to make a catch with 2 defenders draped all over you, but they didn't get their heads turned around, and that's a pretty easy call, as Harris just swarmed again.
And the run game just not there so far, and they've had a lot of time back there to throw. Hobson's had a good start, so they're sticking with the run game, though. The O-line really has been dominated so far up front to start this game, so either they're going to have to get creative with the run game or they're going to have to rely on Hobson's arm.
Well, this is the first football game that SSN has ever broadcasted with Hobson as quarterback, and we can see a clear difference in the play calling as we've seen a lot more throws than we are used to, as Hobson is brought down by Lawson Aiken. It's a second sack on the night already, Sam.
Yeah, and once again, that defensive line just manhandling the offensive line right now, and that's going to be a problem, not only for the run game but for pass protection. And if you don't give Hobson time to throw and a young quarterback who hasn't had a lot of experience, he's going to be uncomfortable, and they might be able to force some errors.
Well, here, Hobson once again in the pistol. That's going to be a handoff to Harris, trying to catch the Bulldogs off guard, and he's got some room to run, trying to slip through some more tackles. That's a good gain of about 14 yards, but it's still going to result in a 4th and 10 at the Bulldog 33-yard line.
No doubt about it that they're going to have to punt here, just deep in their own territory, no choice, regardless of what the conditions are.
Well, here comes Hebben Street. That's blocked by number 1, Lawson Aiken. They pick it up. That's going to be Bulldogs football at the 14-yard line. So let's go ahead and look at this instant replay. Sam, just take us through what happened there. Gosh, that's tough special teams play there, getting that punt blocked.
And just once again, the offensive line just getting manhandled up front. There's nothing specific about that. The snap was clean. Nothing Hebben Street could do there. And just defensive line of Brownsburg dominating the Royals early.
Well, here's Easters handing it off to Donnie Marcus, who works up the field for a gain of about 4.
Marcus, a patient runner. Kind of hesitates for the first couple seconds, but when he sees the hole, he shoots the gap and getting a good 4 or 5 yards of carry so far in this game, and it's going to wear down on this defense.
Easters gets a snap, hands it off to Marcus. That's going to look like a touchdown, and it is.
Just too easy. Just too easy. And the best football teams win games up front.
Well, here we're going to get a look at this replay. So
and the back was behind the quarterback. He was showing run there.
something interesting to see. You could tell that the Royals defense really wasn't ready at the beginning of that play. A lot of players dancing around on the left side of the offensive line where the touchdown, where the ball was ran towards, and so, that's tough to see as we're awaiting the extra point. Low snap, that's a good kick. The Bulldogs lead your Royals 7-3 now as the first quarter winds down to an end. And there's Donnie Marcus's 13th touchdown thus far this season. And he's already had a big impact as, 1 quarter in. Bryce Kurtz, not so much. So, Sam, the offense getting the ball back, contrary to what Brownsburg's been doing, it's been our passing game that's really been our strong suit. So, what are you looking for this offense to continue as we get back onto the field?
Well, I think you just said it. I think they got to rely on their pass game. It's not a good night to have a game like that, but we talked about how it's going to be a shootout, and you're not going to run the ball against this team and put up those 30 to 40 points that you're going to need to win. So the offense showing live when they pass the ball, but you got to give Huston protection. We've seen the offensive line struggle, and you're just going to have to grind it out. I mean, get rid of the ball fast, and receivers are going to have to make some plays.
That's a kick out of bounds there from Clay Chase for the Bulldogs. The Royals are going to get that brought out to the 40-yard line, so good field position for our offense. It's definitely something we've seen thus far tonight.
It's been a field position game so far. Royals got their field goal because they started in Brownsburg territory, and then Brownsburg started on the 20 when HSE fumbled, or when they got the punt blocked. So both scores have been a result of good field position. It looks like they're bringing it out to the 35, so still not bad field position to start, but Royals need something here.
Well, as the offense trots back out onto the field, we've got 4 receivers lined up here. Hobbs into the pistol. He's going to throw it over the middle to Jackson Lance, who gets absolutely pile-driven into the ground by number 8 for the Bulldogs. That's Jalobi McGowan.
And Lance, really the last couple weeks, had a breakout game a week ago with 3 total touchdowns, and we're seeing him be targeted a couple times early in this game, so definitely peaking at the right time.
Well, Hobson, he's going to throw it again. He's looking that way. Ooh, just overthrew Jackson Lance with a lot of pressure. But, wow, I mean, we can just see his pure arm talent there. That was a bomb with he didn't even get his feet set. Off his back foot, he threw that well over Jackson Lance's head. So, that's some great arm strength there.
Yeah, and I think Hobson just a little overthrown, but I think the offensive line once again just broke down a bit. He was kind of rushed, was a little unsure about what to do there. So 3rd and short now. I'd look for a run here.
Well, that run has not been our friend tonight, but Matt Harris has definitely been good for the Royals in positions like this, 3rd and 2. And it's a play-action pass over the middle to Boysen, and it was right in the breadbasket. There's a flag there, but that hit Boysen right in the breadbasket. But as we said, he's playing with a broken hand, so that's a very good ball placement, and I think that's going to be a first down. Nope, they're picking up their flag.
They're going to wave that off.
Yeah, they're just calling that an incomplete pass. They were looking for a face mask is what the Royals side was looking for there. They thought that they grabbed Boysen's face mask because that ball was coming in. And we've seen the offense oftentimes disguise as if they're going to call a play and then throw the punter out onto the field, and we'll see if they do that here. Will Harris pass it or punt it? And that's well over his head. And he's unable to get the ball. And, well, the Bulldogs get the ball at the 20-yard line. Let's go ahead and check the instant replay there just to see, once again, how the conditions are negatively affecting this Royals team.
Just a high snap. Nothing Harris can do there. And once again, Sam, it looked like Harris may have had a chance to pick that up and maybe do something with it, but I think when something like that happens and when you know you got 10 guys coming at you at full speed, there's a little bit of panic and you don't always focus on picking up the ball.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see, and I was interested to see what the offense was going to try to draw up there. I was looking for maybe a Harris punt because there was no one back there for the Bulldogs to field it. However, we'll never know with that snap being over his head. But I was definitely excited to see what was in store.
And once again, a field position battle so far. I mean, both scores have come off of good field position for both teams, and now Brownsburg starting deep in Royals territory. So Brownsburg offense really hasn't clicked much so far, but the Royals are just making it easy for them. I mean, they've started with great field position on almost every drive, so you just can't have these self-inflicted wounds, and they could find themselves down a couple touchdowns here.
Yeah, exactly, Sam. This Brownsburg team, as we stated, they're 8-0. They're number 2 in the state, and they're gonna be tough to beat. They're not gonna lose they're not gonna lose with all these mistakes. So it's tough when you're trying to upset a team like this and you're having a lot of self-inflicted wounds because this team, they're hard to beat. They're not gonna lose more often than not. Easter snaps. He's throwing it over. Good coverage, but that's a lot of contact. So that's number 10, Jake Huston, guarding Bryce Kurtz. That's an unfortunate penalty.
Royals need to adjust. The referees have proven already that they're not going to be hesitant to throw the flag on minimal contact. So for both teams, that's going to be an adjustment that they're going to have to make throughout the game. Refs not really letting them play too much so far, so pass interference definitely a major factor so far in this game, and looks like that was a spot foul, so it's only going to cost the Royals about 5.
Well, handoff. Donnie Marcus, he is just absolutely driven backwards by about 6 Royals.
I believe that was Shy Sumter Bay, actually.
Oh, my apologies.
Looks like they're giving Marcus a little break here and there. We've seen him come out of the game a couple times, and defensive line winning the battle up front on that.
Definitely. I think our defensive line has played very solid. This Brownsburg team, obviously 8-0. But speaking with Tony Kassiri, said that their offensive line isn't anything out of the extraordinary, and definitely they thought that they could get pressure in the backfield, as that's an interception off the hands of Bryce Kurtz, and there's room to run. I believe that interception was grabbed by, that's number 8 for the Royals. That's Tony Myers, a name that we have yet to call this season. So big interception from Tony Myers. Let's go ahead and look at this, Sam. Walk us through.
Just a quick throw and a little high, but a rare drop from Kurtz. A receiver. Just a high-level receiver. You don't see him make those kind of drops often. And great play by Myers to just see the ball right there. He's actually a wide receiver for the JV team, so he's definitely proven himself that he's got good hands, and he was able to make the play there.
Yeah, I was going to mention that he's listed on our roster as a wide receiver, but making a big impact play on the defensive side of the ball as Hobson's down, ball is out, and that's Brownsburg. Wow, they hit back hard the next play. Let's go ahead and get another look at this if we can. Gosh, that's tough.
Sam, I've said it about 4 or 5 times now. The offensive line just having a very hard time. I mean, they're just getting driven back right there. All 4 pass rushers just totally winning their battle up front. Nothing Hobson can do there. That's definitely something that Coach Morse is going to have to figure out as this game goes along.
Yeah, and I was going to mention, the only way you're going to beat this Brownsburg team is if you can limit your mistakes and force their mistakes. And defense forces, takes advantage on the mistake from Bryce Kurtz, but the very next play, it's almost like 2 minutes came off the clock and nothing happened.
That's just a killer mistake right there. I mean, you get a high-octane offense like Brownsburg, and you get a big takeaway, and you're feeling good. You feel like momentum shifted back in your direction, and then you give it away on the next play. And really, Brownsburg's offense gets a mulligan here. So
it's a handoff to Marcus. He dives forward after quite a bit of contact in the backfield from number 49, Savon Smith.
It's a rare occurrence. 2 runs by Marcus and no first down. So we'll see what they do here.
You're right, 3rd and 5 on the 22-yard line. Based on where Marcus is lining up, the tendency shows that it would be a run call here.
I'd maybe look for the play action.
It is a run. And that's a fumble. That is a fumble. The Royals recover. Big hit that notched the ball out as Marcus tried to dive for the first down. Who has?
And it looks like they're going to call it Brownsburg's ball.
So, wow, after the fumble, a fortunate recovery from the Bulldogs. It is 4th down, but 4th and 2, the Bulldogs might have a chance to push this forward, get a first down.
This just shows how hard the conditions are. They're 2-star players, Kurtz and Marcus. Kurtz dropped the pass that was intercepted, and Marcus fumbles. Just 2 rare occurrences from players of high levels.
You're right. Those are definitely 2 key impact players. Now where Marcus is lining up, they're showing pass, and it is a pass. Ooh, just over the hands. Is there any flags on the play? I believe not. Good coverage there from Jake Houston. Got a little chippy as they were lining up, but there's nothing wrong with that. We love the intensity from the safeties there, from the cornerback, Jake Houston.
Sam, if anything, I think that would have been offensive pass interference. Looked like a minor push-off. Nothing I think that really initiates a flag, but just physical football.
You're right, and so this is uncharacteristic, at least what I would presume from a Brownsburg team that's 8-0 on the season. HSE has obviously had quite a few mistakes, but so has Brownsburg, and they're not really capitalizing off our mistakes. HSE has to feel pretty fortunate to only be down 4 here because, if Brownsburg is able to capitalize on a few more of our mistakes, it might be 21-3 as opposed to 7-3. So, flag
looks like it's going to be a delay of game. Play clock's down to 0.
And Hobson in his first start here at quarterback for the Royals, he's got to become conscious of the play clock. Not only being a quarterback, you have to make the right decisions when the play is happening, but you've got to be familiar with what's going on around you.
I believe it was actually a timeout, so the Royals will take their first of the half here with 8:56 remaining in the second period.
Well, 7-3 right now, Sam. We've obviously talked about how the turnovers are standing out to us, how the offenses are obviously standing out to us for both sides, but what stood out to you so far about the Royals' defense?
Well, I think the Royals' defense just keeping the offense in the game. I mean, this Brownsburg team, they put up 70 points on a team at one point this year, and if you can limit them to a touchdown a quarter, I think you have a heck of a shot. So I'm impressed so far by the way the Royals have been able to stay in this game. Now, obviously, they've had some help with the turnovers, but just keeping themselves in the game right now. The offense eventually, though, is going to have to capitalize on some of those errors.
Well, here's Hobson. He's looking to pass, and it's a duck that comes out there. Once again, a lot of pressure, unable to complete that to Landon Morris.
Just a little over the receiver's head there. Nothing Morris could do. But once again, Hobson was a little rushed. Offensive lines got to stand their ground a bit.
Well, here we have Hobson in the pistol formation. We've seen that all night. Another pass there to Morris, and that's a drop. So, it appeared they did a little bit of green grass in front of him, but now it's 3rd and 10.
Throw was a little bit behind the receiver. Morris was already thinking after the catch, though. They always say you got to make the catch before you run. So, just thinking a little too far ahead right there. Not a big error. 3rd and 10. I think they'll be okay.
Well, 3rd and 10, the crowd's getting a little excited here as Anthony Calhoun has come and interacted with our student section, and Matt Harris, nothing. Through about a quarter and a half, I wouldn't be surprised if he has negative rushing yards thus far, because that offensive line is getting dominated in every aspect.
Sam, that really puts Coach Morris in a tough spot, because not only you can't run the ball when your offensive line's struggling, but you have an inexperienced quarterback back there, almost blocked again.
And that's a fumble, muffed by the Bulldogs. I think the Bulldogs will retain possession, but, you're right, Sam, it was almost blocked, but that was a very good punt from Hebden Street.
So back to what I was saying before the punt, the offensive line just struggling, and you can't run the ball with that, and you're also putting an inexperienced quarterback in a tough spot, and you want to give a player who's only got 2 games under his belt, you want to give that guy as much time as he can to throw. So offense in a tough spot, looks like a holding right there, and the refs did catch it at the end. Wasn't sure if they were going to call it or not.
Well, that Brownsburg offense being marched backwards now will be a 1st and 20, but you're right, and it's something we talked about earlier tonight is the predictability. And, so far this season, the Royals have been a very predictable run team. And now with the new quarterback, Huston, under center, it appears that our passing capabilities and potential have, definitely increased. And so when the run game is stagnant, then we are still a predictable team, but this time we're predictable in that we're going to pass it. And that's, that's a complete 180 from what was the case earlier this season for the Royals. So the predictability still seems to be there, but in definitely a different side of the ball. And that's a handoff to Bay, and that's a good gain. Going to make it about a 2nd and 17, I believe.
Just not trying to get it all back on one play. It was 1st and long, just a little run. Brownsburg comfortable with where they're at right now in the game.
Well, it's a direct snap. I believe that's the quarterback. No, that's Bryce Kurtz, the wide receiver in the Wildcat formation. That's a good gain. Makes it 3rd and 11, so they never try to get it all back in one play, but 2 solid plays. And now it's 3rd and long.
And, Sam, what I think Brownsburg is thinking here is probably 4-down territory. We've seen 2 runs now on the first 2 downs.
Well, now the stadium's starting to shake. The fans getting into it. 3rd and 11 at the 43-yard line. Based on the running back alignment, it looks like a run, but it's a play-action pass. Easter's rolling out of bounds, incomplete. That's going to be a 4th and 11. Good stop by the defense there.
Defense holding their own so far. We're pretty deep into the 2nd quarter, and the Royals are right in this game. And considering the mistakes that the Royals have made, it could very well be 21-7 right, or 21-3 right now. So just a good job to rebound and keep themselves in this game.
Well, now the special teams unit out onto the field. We've seen a few mistakes for both special teams units. That's a good snap and a little bit of a duck of a punt. It doesn't even get past the 1st down marker. That's going to be Royals football at the 46-yard line. So special teams, again, just poor execution.
And, Sam, once again, the thing I'm noticing, and I'm wondering if Brownsburg might notice this at some point, but the punter has all day back there. If all he has to do is take off running, and he's almost guaranteed to have a 1st down. So I'll be interested to see if their coaching staff sees that at some point in this game. I mean, that's twice now that he's had a whole field in front of him.
And I wonder what the rest of the special teams unit is planning on doing, whether or not they're getting ready to block for the receiver, as Hobson, shakes forward for about a gain of 1, but that rush was incurred by a heavy rush from the Brownsburg defense.
Once again, the offensive line, you got to hold up at some point. And Brownsburg's got playmakers. That's why they're number 2 in the state, but you got to hold your own. They run it again here. for about a yard. Maybe no gain.
That's going to be a 3rd and long for the Royals. We've seen ourselves in this position quite a bit already tonight. And we've been very consistent in staying in the pistol formation all night.
I believe Brownsburg's going to take a timeout here with 5:50 left in the second quarter. And with that, we will be back in a few on Southeastern Sports Network.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on Southeastern Sports Network with 5:50 left in this second quarter. It's 3rd and 8 for your Royals, and quarterback Andrew Hobson is awaiting the snap in the pistol formation. He takes it. A little bit, pretty good protection. That's a laser completed to Boysen. That's a big first down.
Just a little post from Boysen over the middle of the field. Just a great catch, and when you think about him having a broken hand, let's get another look at this. Boysen was in the slot. Yeah, he just cuts back over the middle. Nice post route. Great catch, especially with a broken hand. And
yeah, that was a great play there from the Royals. And now, during the replay, there's a run for a no gain from Matt Harris. So now it's 2nd and 10 here at the 39-yard line. And Hobson looking towards the sideline.
Royals with a chance to maybe take the lead here before halftime. That'd be big.
Well, Hobson takes a snap. He's looking to pass again. Same play over to Boysen, but out of reach.
And there's your predictability. It's same route by Boysen, the post there over the middle of the field. And while it's good to run stuff that works, you don't really want to run it back-to-back. So Boysen did have him beat on the route, though. So just a little bit of an errant throw from Hobson. But 3rd and 10 here from 39-yard line.
Well, the Royals definitely need to convert here, take advantage of what they're seeing. And that's a dart down the field just over the head of Boysen. Gosh, that was a great pass, but just out of reach. Both Boysen and number 86, that's DeAndre Rhodes for the Royals, were there. And neither player able to come up with a catch despite having beat their defenders.
And Sam, I'm not sure if he overthrew Boysen or if he underthrew Rhodes. It looked like it was kind of in the middle of those two receivers. Not sure who that was intended for, but that's one that stings because I think both players had their cornerbacks beat. Clean snap. Nice kick.
Great kick from Heaven Street. Ooh.
It had some great backspin. It would look like a Tiger Woods golf shot right there.
It looks like he almost
took one bounce and checked back up, just a little too far.
Yeah, barely crosses over the goal line in the end zone, but you're right. That looked like a pitching wedge from about 160, just stuck right there next to the pin. Unfortunately bounced into the end zone. Still good for the brand, though. Still good for the brand.
Pat would be proud, and so would Chuck. Chuck would be like, man, this guy chops wood. So Heaven Street, he brought his lunchbox today, and he came to work.
So here's Kurtz. Kurtz runs it forward for a gain of about 5 yards. And something interesting about Bryce Kurtz. We talked about earlier on the broadcast, if you've just tuned in with us here on Southeastern Sports Network. But the Brownsburg wide receiver, Bryce Kurtz, number 17, the senior, is a Northwestern commit. He's committed to play football at Northwestern next year. And so far this season, he has 45 receptions for 728 yards and 9 touchdowns. Tonight, towards the end of the second quarter, he has 2 rushes for 10 yards. And that's it. And that is a testament not only to our defense, but also to the conditions in which we're playing in.
Finally, Brownsburg moving the chains. This high-octane offense has had trouble getting going, but Marcus, a great run on that play. And now under 4 minutes to play.
Well, Donnie Marcus, another rush forward for a gain of about 6. And what's interesting about that last run, Sam, is that Donnie Marcus is now over 1,400 yards for the season. And we are in the last game of the regular season. So that is quite the accomplishment. And they still got to, hopefully, if you're a Brownsburg fan, hopefully a long postseason run ahead of you. And that's a good penetration in the backfield. But Donnie Marcus able to slip out of it for a first down.
Donnie Marcus, just a little run to the outside. He's got some breakaway speed, and when you get this guy in open field, he's tough to bring down just because of his quickness, his elusiveness. Kind of a physical runner. I mean, not the biggest guy on the field, but he definitely has the moves. He can make the defenders miss.
Well, it's another run to Marcus. Worked so far this drive, but there he stopped by a few Royals. Notably 52 Evan Lance on the big stop, the nose tackle.
Just a good job by the defensive line. A couple big runs by Marcus and good rebound. And now the time starting to become a factor. We're now under 3 minutes, and we'll see if Brownsburg kills some more clock here or if they start to take some shots.
Well, Easter's getting ready to pass the ball, looking, and there's no one down the field. Overthrows all the receivers, just a miscommunication there.
It's going to bring down 3rd and long. You'd have to think this is a pretty big 3rd down for the Royals if they can get the ball back with a reasonable amount of time left in this first half and give yourself a chance to maybe go up by a field goal here.
Yeah, you're right. 3rd and 9 here. The Royals definitely looking for a stop. 5 receivers on the field for Easters. Looks to his left. Going to throw it behind Lacey. Again, just a miscommunication, a poor throw, and a big stop for the Royals.
Looked like Lacey just ran a post route there, and maybe it was the wrong route or the quarterback was just a little hurried, but regardless, the throw was behind the receiver, and that's just a little miscommunication there. So 4th down, they got the punt unit out, and the Royals are getting the ball back with under 3 to play in the first half.
Well, we've seen a lot of special teams miscues, and another is a poor punt. That's going to roll quite a bit for the Bulldogs, despite very little ball flight. That one was a little bit more of a stinger there.
Reminds me of that Tiger Woods 2-iron off the tee, right down the middle of the fairway.
Looking for a few skips.
Yeah.
Down to the Royals' 29-yard line.
Sam, seems like regardless of the sport, you can always relate it back to golf.
We know you're a big golfer, Sam, so we love getting some dual perspectives here in the booth as we've got 1st and 10 for the Royals in the 19-yard line. Hobson, designed quarterback run. He's able to fight forward for a couple of yards, but nothing much there. And, gosh, our run game has just been stagnant tonight.
Hobson looked like he was looking for the pass. Almost looked like he was going to see if a certain receiver was open. If he wasn't, he was just going to take off.
Another run to Harris. A bit of a gain for about 2 yards. A positive run this time, but still going to make it a 3rd and 5 for the Royals.
Now Brownsburg's going to take a timeout here, so Royals need to be careful what they do here. I mean, I don't see much urgency to move the football. You would think under 2 minutes in the half that you would be a little bit more urgent to move the ball and try to get some points going into the half, but they've run the ball twice, gotten minimal gains, and now Brownsburg using their timeouts to their advantage, trying to get themselves the ball back. That's the last thing you want to do right now if you're the Royals.
Yeah, you're right. If you're from the Royals' perspective, although you're trailing, you're only down 7-3. Considering some of the things that have happened, mistake-wise for the Royals, you feel like you're in a very solid place going to the halftime, have a chance to make some adjustments and only come out, potentially by trailing by 4 points. But if you you're right. If you mishandle the time here, if there's poor time management, the Bulldogs get the ball back with enough time on the clock to go down and put points up, then you find yourself in a whole different situation heading into the locker room. So hopefully the Royals are able to convert here and maybe put some points up of our own. It's Hobson drops back, throws a laser over the middle. That's intercepted. The Bulldogs, Anthony Lawrence there on the pick. And they're going to have the ball at the 50-yard line with a little bit under 2 minutes left in this game, in this half.
Boysen just running that post again. That's the third time we've seen that play now. And Hobson had time to throw. Just a bit of a bad throw there. Defender, quite a catch. I mean, think about it. I mean, it was over his shoulder, so it was almost as if the quarterback put Boysen in a defender's position there. So not a lot boys can do there, but good play by the defender.
Well, here's Easters with a lot of pressure over the middle, but he gets it out quickly, completes to Donnie Marcus. Gain of 7.
Sam, I hate to say it, but I think the Royals may have mismanaged the time there. Brownsburg has it with a minute and a half and good field position here.
And they seem to be pretty urgent about putting points up, getting to the line quickly. But the ball's out after a huge hit from Isaac Abeyo. He forced the fumble, and the Royals signaling they have it. And the officials agree that's Royals football. Let's go ahead and get a quick look at this instant replay. We might not get much just because of the delay from the officials. But we want to see, hopefully. Yeah, not much there to see, but yeah, Royals football. So now with 1:21 left, we have the ball at our 40-yard line. So actually moved up from the last time where we saw the Royals on the field. Oh, waiting to get back onto the field. A little bit of technical difficulties. Yeah, unfortunately. Now we're back. All right, thank you. A little bit of technical difficulties there. It's all right. 2nd and 10. There was a gain of nothing from Harris. But here he's got the ball. He's working down the field, breaks a few tackles, slipping. He's still got room. He's going down the sideline, gets out of bounds. That's a big stop. And we're going to get another look at this. Royals. Wow, big run from Harris and good ball carrier vision there.
And that was much needed, Sam. I think Brownsburg was expecting pass. Good fake by Hobson. Really sold the pass there. And
a few juke moves there.
Harris, when you get him in open field, he's a dangerous back. And I was a little worried at this point. Wasn't sure if he was going to get out of bounds, but he did. Now they're going to take a shot.
Oh,
it's dropped.
Incomplete. Once again, technical difficulties. Trying to get back to the field. So, that looked like he had a touchdown there, but just dropped by the receiver, unfortunately. So now it is 2nd and 10 from the 27-yard line.
We're now down to a minute left in the first half. Habit Street warming up on the sidelines.
The field. Dangerous throw into double coverage to DeAndre Rhodes. So it's now going to be 3rd and long.
And this is only Hobson's 2nd game, so you're with a little bit of inexperience back there. You're going to get those errant throws, and Rhodes was into double coverage there on a pass over the middle of the field. Those are always dangerous throws, and it's just a learning. That's a mistake you learn off of, though, if you're Hobson.
Well, earlier they had what looked like to be a touchdown, and that's just a low pass behind Lance, incomplete. But they had what looked like to be a touchdown, but just a drop from Landon Morris.
Now we're down to 4th and 10.
From the 27, that's a 44-yard field goal if we wanted to try it, but I think the coach is going to go for it here.
That happened in a hurry, Sam. I mean, Harris makes that big run, and here we are only 15 seconds later on the clock, and it's 4th down. So Brownsburg may not be out of this yet. They may get the ball back.
Well, Hobson throws it down the field and just falls in between two receivers. That's an incomplete pass. That's a turnover on downs.
And I'm not so sure that some of these throws are not because of Hobson being a little bit uncomfortable back there. The offensive line has not held up well tonight. And as a quarterback, you never know when you're going to get hit. And I think Hobson is definitely aware that Brownsburg's got a stellar pass rush. And I think he's maybe forced some throws because of that. So offensive line is what they got to fix in the locker room.
Well, 53 seconds. Be interesting to see if the Bulldogs try to push for points or just run this one out.
Showing pass here.
Yeah, play action pass complete to Kurtz, getting him an open field, but still stopped short. It's going to be a 2nd and 2. Clock rolling.
I believe Brownsburg may have 1 or 2 timeouts left. Although that play right there took a lot of time off. A good 20 seconds.
Easter's rolling, completes it to 14, Luke Lacey, but he stays in bounds. It looked like he had a chance to go out of bounds there. Stays in bounds. That's a timeout at the 43-yard line. So Brownsburg does spend a timeout. They rush to the line.
With
Oh,
the first down, the clock stops. So
that's no timeout. The clock is now rolling. 18 seconds left. Easter's winding up for a deep pass. He had Kurtz, but overthrew him.
Kurtz looks like he wanted a flag, but not sure what they would have called there. I mean,
pass looks a little bit out of reach, and it seemed to be catchable.
Nothing catchable. At this point, you're either running a screen pass here, trying to get the running back in open field. We know how dangerous Marcus can be, or you're just going to take a shot in it, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. 5 receivers lined up.
Well, 10 seconds left. Are they going to run a screen, or are they going to try to run a quick one out of bounds to Donnie Marcus, but off the top of his helmet. It's going to make this 3rd and 10 from the 42-yard line.
Down to 6 seconds, and I think we might be about to find out what kind of arm Easters has.
Well, Easters is only a sophomore for the Bulldogs, so for a sophomore quarterback to be leading an 8-0 team, that's quite an accomplishment in his young career. And we'll see, we'll see what he's got. 3rd and 10. He hands it off to Donnie Marcus. A little bit of a trick play. Marcus in open field, staying in bounds. He's got room to run. Does he get out? He does, but that time expires, and that's halftime. So at the end of the half, your Royals are down 7-3 to the Brownsburg Bulldogs. But if you're tuning in live through our YouTube channel, don't leave us, as we've got an exciting interview coming up at the halftime with senior soccer star Sean Williams, who's talking about the Royals' recent success in winning the sectional championship and what lies ahead for the Royals. So don't miss that, coming up next on Southeastern Sports Network.
Cam Colgan, accompanied by Dominique and Lorene Colgan. Zach Corson, accompanied by Crystal and Dan Corson. Ryan Dobias, accompanied by Julia and Steve Dobias. Lexi Gardner, accompanied by Margie and Robert Gardner. Will Hancock, accompanied by Brian and Jennifer Hancock. Heather Isaacs, accompanied by Julie Kluzinski and Bill Isaacs. Kyle Kirkpatrick, accompanied by Tom and Kathy Kirkpatrick. Jolisa Morales, accompanied by Maribel Pucheco and Gregorio Merceles. Blake Myers, accompanied by Dina and Matt Myers. Lauren O'Grady, accompanied by Tom and Maria O'Grady. Nadia Phelps, accompanied by Dee and Paula Wilkerson. Max Povinelli, accompanied by Kim and Michael Povinelli. Lita Seaton, accompanied by Dave and Vit Seaton. Chelsea Stockberger, accompanied by Lisa and Steve Stockberger. Jacob Tonetti, accompanied by Joanna and Charles Bollinger. Rachel Urban, accompanied by Christine Urban. Kelly Waragora, accompanied by Jennifer and Mark Walagora. Allie Wren, accompanied by Jennifer Wren and Kathy and Bill Dobbins. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have your senior members of the Royal Command and Guard. Let's show our appreciation for the great effort they make in representing Hamilton Southeastern High School.
We're not ready. We're not ready. Welcome back to Southeastern Sports Network, and now with me, senior star soccer player Sean Williams. Sean, it's great to have you up here. Big game coming up tomorrow. You guys have had an unbelievable season, and just wanted to get some insight on how you guys are feeling and what you guys got to do to get over the hump tomorrow. So with that being said, you guys have been close the last couple of years, so starting tomorrow, how do you start the process of getting over the hump and getting it done?
Yeah, Sam. Thanks for having me on here, by the way. It's truly an honor. Getting over the hump, last 3 years, we've been real close. We've had that regional championship right in our grasps. We've lost 3 straight years on this same Kokomo field to Lafayette Harrison. So this year, getting over the hump. I think we're ready. This year's team is different. We're closer together, and I think that we have a chance to do something special this year, something that we haven't done since 2012. Certainly, we've played a really tough schedule this year. We're 14-2-2, and we've played 14 ranked opponents / sectional champions. So that's clearly a very tough schedule.
Absolutely, and we called the game last week against Fishers, and it was a tie match all the way, and you guys were leading most of the way, and then Fishers really knocked on the door at the end. So how did you guys really come together at the end of the game and say, hey, it's time to go, we got to get this win?
Yeah, it was certainly tough. You know, we had it all. We had the game. We thought we had it done, and certainly they came knocking on the door. They scored 14 minutes left, and we were not ready for that. Credit to Fishers, by the way. Yeah, we really came together as a team. We decided that we did not want to have our season end on PKs like it did last year. And even in the game before that against Noblesville, it went to a PK shootout, and you never want your season to end on a PK shootout. So we made sure that when we brought it over and talked it over, right before then we said, like, let's get this done in regulation. We do not want to go into PK shootout or overtime because we were the better team, and we showed that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And with that being said, you're a senior this year, and over half the team is a senior. So is there a little bit extra emotion that comes with that, considering that any game could be your last game?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of emotion driven behind this team. We just wrapped up our 4th straight sectional championship, so the class of 2019 has now won. We did not lose a sectional while we were in high school, and so clearly we haven't gotten to do the big thing yet. We want to win regionals. We've had that circled on the calendar since day one, so we're going to get out there tomorrow, and we're going to hopefully give this school something that they deserve and haven't gotten since 2012.
Absolutely, Sean. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a special day. Go home, get some rest, get your teammates ready to play, and hopefully we'll have some good news tomorrow night.
Yep. Thank you for having me again. Let's go Royals. Second half right here.
Absolutely. don't beat themselves, I think they have a heck of a shot in the second half. But we'll just have to see if that's reality or not.
Yeah, that's a great point you make there, Sam, and how it really has been a very volatile game. Both teams making pretty big mistakes, and those mistakes have definitely canceled out, and the Royals are right here in this one. And so you talked about your 3 keys of the game. Let's go back and reference these just a little bit. Your first key tonight was that the Royals were going to have to stop their run. So what do you think the Royal defense was able to do in the first half to achieve this goal? And, is there anything they can do better going into the second half?
Well, one of the key points I made about stopping the run was when it comes to a player like Donnie Marcus, you're not going to stop him, but you need to rather contain him. And I think that's exactly what they did in the first half. Marcus had some good runs, definitely showed explosiveness at times, but they never really let him take over the game like he's done against so many teams this year. So I think they did contain him, but that's only one half of football. And as the game goes on, the defense is going to get tired, and we'll see if Marcus can break out in the second half.
Okay, so now next on to your second key was that the Royals, as you mentioned, the Royals would have to, score a lot of points to try to hang with this Brownsburg team. With the score 7-3, what are your keys going into the second half of the Royal offense that it might be more realistic for us to get this victory tonight?
Well, it starts up front with the offensive line. That just put everybody in a tough spot. I mean, they couldn't really run the ball because they were dominated up front, and then Huston just didn't have a lot of time to throw. So better protections where it starts, and a couple drops by the receivers. They need to run sharper routes. They're open. A lot of throws have been there, a lot of drops. So just, once again, they got to play sharper football. I think it was a little sloppy in the first half. They had opportunities, and for them to go into halftime with only 3 points is a little bit disappointing considering some of the field position they had.
Yeah, I agree, Sam. This offense has definitely shown a lot of big play capabilities that really haven't been there earlier this season. And we've seen some success through the air, but we've seen a few mistakes through the air as well. But with that being said, I'd like to see the offense, start running the ball more, because we saw a big Matt Harris run at the end of the second half, and I think there's a lot of chances for that to continue going in, as we're starting the second half. And then lastly, your third and final key was that Andrew Hobson, the junior quarterback, needs to play well. What do you think about his play thus far, and what are you excited to see him continue to do, or to begin to do, as we head into this last half of play?
Well, it necessarily hasn't been explosive play from the quarterback, but it's not entirely his fault. I mean, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw. The offensive line has made his life a little bit tough back there tonight, but he's had his receivers open a couple times. He's missed a couple throws, but he's also been right on point in a couple drops. So I thought his play was all right in the first half, but obviously these conditions, it's not easy, and he's only got 2 games under his belt. So I think he's going to get better every series, and I look for a better second half.
Well, as we get ready for this Royals team, Mitchell Hebenstreet in particular, to kick this ball off to the Brownsburg Bulldogs, we have to think of what's at stake. This Brownsburg team is 8-0 right now, number 2 in the state of Indiana. And I might be biased, but I think they got beat in that first half. Despite the scoreboard, I think this Royals team showed that they can hang in here tough. And as we mentioned earlier, this Royals team has nothing to lose, and that's what might be most dangerous about them. So let's see if the Royals can pull off the upset in the second half, as that is a poor first kickoff, and the Brownsburg Bulldogs are going to get it at the 45-yard line.
And when we were looking at Brownsburg's schedule this week, they never really played that close of a football game. So if HSE can keep this close, we haven't really gotten a good look at how Brownsburg performs under pressure. So if you get into the fourth quarter and it's a 2 or 3 point game and Brownsburg knows they got a perfect season on the line and there's a lot of pressure, how will they react? And I think that's something you will not know until the moment. So it looks like they called offsides.
Yeah, they did call a penalty flag there, so Hebenstreet's going to get another chance at this one. Hopefully he's going to just try to boot this down the field. And a little bit of a squib to the middle of the field. That's fielded. He's got a little bit of room to run, trying to break it out to the outside. That is a big, big tackle on the play from number 21. That's Clay Toner.
Heben Street saw that the returners were playing up a little bit after that short kick. We've seen a couple short kicks now. So returners were playing up and found the gap in the field. And while it wasn't the longest kick, it was definitely awkward for the returner. He had room to run, but a big special teams play.
Well, here the Bulldogs have the ball. They're showing a pass by formation. And it's a muff snap. And that's a loss of a couple of yards.
We've seen a couple of fumbled snaps tonight, just mostly in the special teams game, but this Brownsburg quarterback has actually fumbled, I think, twice now. So having trouble holding on to the football. Marcus has fumbled a couple times. So these conditions, it's nice up in the press box, but it's certainly different on the field, and it's shown.
That's a run from Marcus. He's got some field to work with. That's a big run. An attack on the play by number 18, John McCall.
Now I think this is a really big third down because I don't necessarily think that this is fourth down territory here. I mean, you're still in your own territory.
Well, that's a run to Marcus. He breaks a tackle. He bounces out. That's a first down. McCall once again on the tackle there.
Just great blocking up front. I mean, Marcus is an extreme talent, but when you have an offensive line as talented as this Brownsburg offensive line, it just makes his life really easy. You put that combination with the agility and speed of Donnie Marcus, and you're going to average over 200 yards a game on the ground.
Well, that's a pitch there to Kurtz, who ran across the field in motion, but that's only a gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Going to bring up 2nd and 8. They like to give the ball to Kurtz. He's ran it a couple times, so he's not only a threat in the passing game, but also the run game. Showing run here.
There's Donnie Marcus, another short run. It's going to result in about 3rd down.
Marcus keeps getting 4 to 5 yards a carry, so I'm a little surprised that Brownsburg hasn't relied on him a little bit more than they have. But they're showing run here again.
Well, it is a handoff to Donnie Marcus. He's charged. He's stopped right at the marker, but that is indeed going to be a 1st down.
One of the things I'm noticing now is the rain is really, really coming down. Probably more than it has all night. And it really hasn't let up, Sam, since this game started. So from start to finish, it's rained, and these players are just having to deal with it. This is the 2nd game of the Royals who had to play in the rain this year. So good news is they're 1-0 in the rain. Marcus takes the carry up for about 3 yards on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 7 from the 35-yard line.
Well, now, 2nd and 7, like you said, the Royals definitely need to stop here. Only down by 4 right now. You'd hate to start off the second half going down by double digits, or going down by 2 possessions rather. Here's Easter in the shotgun formation, showing a pass. He drops back, has a receiver open, overthrows number 14, Luke Lacey. And we've seen a few misfires there from Ben Easter in the shotgun formation. I mean, obviously, these receivers have been big this season for the Bulldogs, but not big tonight.
Sam, the thing I noticed on that play, Sumter Bay, the running back, was no match for Isaac Abeyo. He was right there, and stellar pass rush.
Well, 3rd and 7. Marcus gets upended. Let's go ahead and look at this replay. Big play from the Royals. It's a big stop. They might go for it, actually, so we're going to keep this on the field. We'll be interested to see what happens. And it looks like the offense will go for it. They're definitely not in a position to punt. And 4th and 5. Let's see what the Bulldogs have in store. The Royals potentially can make a big stop. Sumter Bay lined up in the backfield based on his formation showing a run. We'll see if they stay true or get the Royals to the play action pass. Takes a snap. Does indeed hand it off, but there's a whistle.
That's going to be a timeout on the Royals, their first of the half. With that, we'll be back with you next on Southeastern Sports Network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back here at Hamilton Southeastern as the Brownsburg Bulldogs have the ball 4th and 5, awaiting to try to go for it here on this 4th down. Easters takes the shotgun snap. He fumbles pressured.
The ball.
Wow, what a stop there from the Royals. Big sack. The ball is out. Regardless, that will be Royals football. Let's go ahead and get a look back here on the instant replay. Wow. Look at the energy from Tony Cassiri after a big stop.
And big presence from the Royals defensive line.
That was 52. Evan Lance on the sack that also forced the fumble. That's
Sam,
HSE football.
Brownsburg dominated the first half up front on really both sides of the ball, but now this defensive line has come to life. Abeyo has gotten to the quarterback a couple times, and right there you had 3 or 4 guys to help force that fumble.
Oh, here, Hobson in the play-action pass over the middle and complete to Boysen. Boysen looked like he might have been looking for a flag. And you're right, Sam. When we talked to Cassiri, as I was trying to allude to earlier, is that he said that the only way they're going to win is if they can force turnovers. He said to us, this team it's a special team. You know, they're not undefeated for no reason. So if we're going to win, we got to force these turnovers, and we see that right there, giving the offense a chance after allowing a little bit of a Brownsburg drive. It's bend, don't break, and the Royals definitely didn't break.
I'm just shocked, Sam, that we're sitting here and Brownsburg only has 7 points right now.
Yeah, I agree. This Brownsburg team, so far this season, they average about 33.9 points per game. And their play-action pass for Hobson, he rolls it out, throws it very far behind the receiver. 87 for the Royals. That is Nathan Wolf with the big reception. That was a great catch there, making it 3rd and 5 for the Royals now. Hobson, good protection. Throws it up to Jackson Lance, fighting down the sidelines. Really good coverage from number 13, Isaiah Higgins, for the Bulldogs. We'll see if the offense decides to go for it here after a quick three and out. Nope, Heaven Street's coming out on the field.
Yeah, you've got to punt it here. I mean, you're deep in your own territory. Pretty early in the first half. It's a little early to get crazy on these decisions, and wow, they almost got to Heb Street again.
Big punt, and Kurtz is going to try to return it, and he's stopped at about the 35-yard line.
Both offenses not really able to get anything going early in this second half. But we know this Brownsburg offense, averaging around 33 points a game, they can get it going at any moment. The Royals defense has played well, and we'll see if they can keep this up here. They're going to have to if they want a chance to win.
Easters takes a snap, hands it off to Sumter Bay, up for a gain of about 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Really solid run by Sumter Bay. Marcus once again out of the game. This up the middle, great blocking by the O-line. That's the foundation for this offense.
Well, snap to Easters. Another handoff. Lowers it. She's fighting forwards. That's going to be right at the marker. Looks like the officials are going to signal it to be a first down.
This is a little interesting from my point of view. Not sure he had the first down, but regardless, they're going to give it to him, and Brownsburg now moving the ball.
Yeah, the offense has definitely been rolling for the Bulldogs fairly well early into the second half. That's another first down, but that's a big stop there. Sumter Bay slips out of the tackle. He's got a lot of room on that side of the field. Eggers chasing him down. He is able to drag him out of bounds there at the 43-yard line. So that was a very, very big play from Anthony Eggers after the defense unable to execute fundamental tackling. Sumter Bay slips out, but able to grab him before anything too drastic occurred for this Royals defense.
And those are the types of plays that when the defense gets tired late in the game, you start to see those missed tackles. And Royals defense just needs to hang in here right now and hope the offense can give them some help.
Well, that's a quarterback sneak on a 2nd and short, making it a first down. So the Bulldogs marching into Royal territory.
Sam, if you would have told me at the beginning of the night that we would be in the middle of the third quarter and Brownsburg would only have 7 points, I would have said you're crazy. But that just shows this defense has been able to hang in. I mean, they've been in some tough spots as they are now. So let's hope if they can see if they can continue their magic, you could call it, of stopping Brownsburg deep in their own territory.
Well, timeout there. Called for the Bulldogs, showing run. And we will be back with you here shortly on Southeastern Sports Network. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here on Southeastern Sports Network. It is 1st and 10 for the Brownsburg Bulldogs, 7-3 with 5 minutes left. And that is going to be a quarterback keep to Kurtz. Kurtz in the Wildcat formation keeps it, only gains about 3 yards. And Kurtz, again, just kind of stagnant tonight. I'm sure the Brownsburg coach is trying to, obviously trying to work the ball into his hands in as many ways possible, but this defense has been well prepared for him thus far tonight.
And we talked to Tony Kassir during the week, and he talked about how much they like to not only throw it to Kurtz, but get him the ball on the ground. And from what he told me, it sounded like they were definitely preparing for them to do the same tonight, and they've been able to stop it. So good preparation by the coaching staff.
Rush there to Sumter Bay. Not much of a gain there for only about 2 yards. Making it a 3rd and 5 here at the Royals' 35-yard line. We've seen this before. This is the exact same position the Bulldogs ran on their last offensive possession, but the Royals were able to force a turnover on downs.
And Sam, Sumter Bay has been in the game for quite a while now. I'm wondering if something maybe happened to Donnie Marcus. We haven't seen him make an appearance lately.
Well, it's a handoff to Sumter Bay. He pushes forward, but he's going to be short. Yeah, he's trying to fight forward, but he's not there. That's going to be a great stop from the Royals, making it a 4th and short, and I would anticipate the Bulldogs try to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, and Sam, I thought I saw a little movement up front. I mean, no flag on the play, but it looked like just a little bit of movement on the offensive line. Could have been a 5-yard penalty. That would have been huge, but 4th and 4 now from the 33. It's getting late in the game. These kind of plays are important.
The Brownsburg offense showing run. A run indeed. He's got a hole. He breaks through a little ankle tackle, but he's driven backwards. Are they going to give him the forward progress? It'll be close. He looks to be short, but it depends on the spot. The defense already celebrating. And Evan Lance.
Yeah, he's short.
Slowly getting up.
He's short.
He's short. He is short. The Royals once again stop them on 4th down for the 4th time tonight. This defense, Sam, has responded so well with their backs against the wall. Obviously the most explosive, one of the most explosive teams in the state. And another 4th down stop as Hobson hops out onto the field. We need to respond here.
And Sam, it's all for nothing if the offense can't get something going here. They've had their chances to take the lead, haven't been able to do it.
Well, looking to throw it to Lance. He has him over the middle. It's completed. Jackson Lance to the 46-yard line. A big pass, a big reception from the senior receiver who, as we mentioned, has really reached his full potential these last couple of weeks. And looks big play there and a great pass from Hobson. And the Royals get right up to the line. Once again in that pistol formation, Hobson takes a snap. It's a handoff this time to Harris, and that goes nowhere. That is a tackle on the play from number 33 for the Bulldogs, Jacob Burkhofer.
Sam, back to that Lance play. That's the kind of play that Hobson needs for his confidence. Hasn't really had that explosive play all night. As there's movement up front, that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. That's big.
Yeah, that's Turner Edwards, our right tackle, with a little bit of movement. And after a big play, losing a little bit of that momentum on a bad run and a bad lapse of judgment with a false start. So now it's 2nd and 17 for the Royals at the 48-yard line. But you're right. Confidence is key, and especially in a tight game like this against a tough opponent, to have big plays down the field that look easy definitely helps when you drop back to throw it. As he goes to Lance again, and it's a little bit of miscommunication on the route.
Yeah, just Lance and Hobson not on the same page there. And this is only Hobson's 2nd week, so you got to expect that kind of stuff to happen. They haven't had the full season to know each other's tendencies, so that's what you're going to get with an inexperienced quarterback.
Hobson in the shotgun, 3rd and 17. A very tough spot for the Royals. Awaiting the snap. Play clock winding down. He needs to get it off. He does. Throws it low and incomplete to the intended receiver, Landon Morris. That's a 4th and long for the Royals.
Sam, they showed so much promise. Lance made a big play, and now a penalty, a couple empty plays, and here we are in Heaven Street. And now look for the pass rush from Brownsburg. They've been close a lot all night, and they get
blocked
to him.
Again. You called it, Sam. They get there again. God, you'd think the special teams unit would want to put a few more blockers back there. It's been there all night, and the Royals, they had a chance to flip the field possession, and now the Bulldogs have it. The 35-yard line.
At some point, you got to consider max protect. I mean, instead of worrying about pinning them down deep in their own territory, you just got to worry about getting the punt off. So, just it's been a tough night for the special teams for the Royals, and you know you got to be good in all 3 phases. It's not just offense and defense. And Chuck Pagano always says you got to be sharp in all 3 phases of the game, and 2 of the 3 is not going to get the job done.
There's a false start from the Bulldogs, which will help the Royals cause quite a bit. But we said, if we want to pull off this upset, we got to limit mistakes. And, we've already seen quite a few missed opportunities from the Royals. And as this 3rd quarter draws towards an end, hopefully the Royals can squeak out of here without letting up any points. Because the defense, they've worked hard, and it'd be tough to suffer the consequences now, as that's a handoff to Sumner Bay. Donnie Marcus still not in the game, but huge tackle there from number 36, Anthony Eggers.
I'm really confused about why Marcus isn't in the game. I'm expecting that it's an injury at this point. We've seen him come out from time to time, but never for this length of time. So hopefully everything's okay. Hopefully we can see him back on the field. You never want to see a player injured, but Sumter Bay taking over the duties for the moment.
Here's Easters. He's going deep. He's got Kurtz open, and that 4.5 speed unable to get under the ball. Overthrown. Definitely had a touchdown there, but just a misfire, and the Royals catch a break.
Royals got away with one there. Kurtz completely had him beat, and just quarterback unable to connect on the throw.
And we've seen Easters struggle quite a bit tonight. I mean, for a quarterback who has, been very successful in the season, he's got 19 passing touchdowns. He's failed to connect with a few big receivers and a few big plays. And here on 3rd and 15, he's going to throw it again. A little bit of pressure. He's getting uncomfortable. He moves up in the pocket and gets, wow, big hit, but there's a flag on the field. I think there's going to be a penalty there. Wow, that was a hard hit, but that was a clean hit. Let's try to get a replay on that. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to catch one. But, God, Easters just got destroyed. Let's go ahead and see this play. Wow. Laid out, and we're waiting for the call. And the officials are going to deliberate this because that was a hard hit, but was it an illegal hit? Because there is a clear difference.
Well, Sam, the flag is on down in the secondary, so I don't think the flag is related to the hit. However, that was a pretty violent hit. It looked clean by the replay, but when the refs are down there and everything's at full speed, it's a judgment call at that point. We'll see what it is. It looks to be on the Royals, but it doesn't look like Brownsburg it's going to still be 3rd down. So
that's still tough. You get to stop, and now you're allowing the Brownsburg offense to stay out onto the field. And notably, Easters is not there. The Brownsburg Bulldogs in a wildcat formation with Bryce Kurtz as the quarterback. 3rd and 5. You have to expect a run here. It is a run to Kurtz. He goes to the outside. He finds a hole. Shifty, and a few cuts gets him up for the 1st down. That's tough.
And here comes Easters. I think probably just precautionary, bringing him out after a hit like that. You just want to make sure that everything's okay.
Well, coach keeps him off. They're going to run the Wildcat still. The Royals need a stop desperately. 45 seconds left in the quarter. Kurtz takes a snap, fakes the handoff. He's going to run. He breaks it out to the left side. He bounces runs hard, but Clay Toner makes a big tackle there and stops him short.
Kurtz beginning to be an offensive weapon on the ground. And Donnie Mark is still not in the game, so turning to their other playmakers to cover that playmaking ability that they desperately need now.
Here, the Bulldogs are going to let this one run out, and we're getting ready for the 4th quarter of play on Southeastern Sports Network.
Southeastern football program, and welcome to the Moe's Goal Kick for Food for a Year. Our contestants tonight are Jackie Malucci and Jack Wilkie. Both will have one attempt at a field goal. Our first contestant is ready. Had the distance, but didn't have the loft. Here comes our second contestant, Food for a Year. Another one had the distance, but not enough loft. Stop in and see us at our location on 116th Street in the Fishers Towns Commons and enjoy a savory burrito and the best queso.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here on Southeastern Sports Network at HSE, where the Royals are only trailing the number 2 ranked Brownsburg Bulldogs 7-3. And as the 4th quarter gets underway, it's currently signaled 2nd and 5 at the 17-yard line. The Bulldogs in Royal territory. It's a handoff to Sumter Bay. He runs hard for a first down, and now it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Well, Sam, if you hold them to a field goal here, you're only a touchdown away. So it's a tough task to come away with nothing here. You're just trying to limit the damage at this point.
Handoff to Sumter Bay. Yeah, huge play in the backfield there from 18, John McCall. And John McCall is a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen. And in his first start this season against LN, he definitely had some growing pains, but he has turned into one of the most he's turned into one of the biggest playmakers on the Royals defense. He's making big hits in the backfield, big breakups in the secondary, and he's definitely a player who has contributed a lot in a very little time on this Royals varsity team. As Easter takes a snap, he's looking to pass. He does. That's broken up by Jake Huston. Great play. The intended receiver there was 14, Luke Lacey, and although Huston never got his head around, wasn't enough contact to warrant a flag.
Saying that, yeah, I think Huston definitely maybe got away with one there. Just the fact, not necessarily because of the contact, but maybe because he didn't make a play on the ball. That's always a 50-50 call by the ref. So, fortunate break for the Royals. Good defensive play by Huston. They're going to need one more stop here.
Well, here's Kurtz in the backfield. He fumbles the snap. He's on the ground. And, wow, when he tries to fake the handoff, it comes away with the fumbled snap. It's 4th down, and the Royals might come out of this possession only down by 7.
Yeah, Brownsburg has no choice here but to kick the field goal and make it a touchdown game. I mean, the Royals offense has yet to prove that they can score, so I think you got to take the points whenever you can get them and at least guarantee yourself that you're up a touchdown.
Well, these conditions are tough, so this kick won't be easy. Good snap, good hold. There's pressure, and it's blocked! The Royals are able to block the kick. We need a replay on that. What a play from the special teams. Wow, Sam, walk us through what we just saw. God, what a great play. Well, off the edge.
On the right side, watch. Oh, it just jumps it perfectly. Missed assignment by the offensive line. And
that was Manny Daniels. Daniels with the big block. What a play for the senior on his senior night. And we misspoke earlier. Manny Daniels, traditionally who wears number 1, is wearing number 8. So that's 1 interception and 1 blocked kick. And the Royals only trail by 4. What a play. Hobson, lots of pressure. He's rolling. Throws it down the field out of bounds. Smart play from the quarterback. No reason to induce a snap or a bad pass.
Just a lot of pressure, but going back to that field goal, Daniels was unblocked and just a clear path. Just clear path to the block. Just a huge special teams play, and special teams has played such a big part in this game tonight.
Well, here, once again, the Royals have an opportunity to do something. They hand it off to Harris. Harris has some room. We haven't seen this so far tonight. He's got room down the sideline. Is he going to break away from these defenders? Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Let's get a look at this. Wow, what a play from Harris. Big run.
Let me tell you, there is a buzz in this press box. Ever since that blocked field goal, I can barely hear myself talking. There's just so much going on.
Well, Harris, he gets in open field, he makes guys miss, and look at that speed. What a play from Harris. We're going to go ahead and flash back to the game, but God, what a great job from Matt Harris, who's really, it's tough to get past that front line because the offensive line has, been dominated at times tonight, but when the offensive line does their job and gets Matt Harris to the second level, he's as good as anyone in the state at working with open field.
And we have a player down on the sideline.
Yeah.
It looks like just a cramp, whoever that is.
Yeah, hard to get a look. I think that is Matt Harris, who's down on the sideline. So Nate Haas, the sophomore, is now lined up as the running back here. And there's some movement. Gosh. Self-inflicted wound after a big play. Can you sing a trend, Sam?
This is much like the last drive they had. They had a huge play, got him into the opponent's territory, and then the false start followed, and then they had 3 empty plays. So you just can't let the rest of the game repeat itself. Just not a good mistake to make this late in the game.
Here's Hobson, hands it off. No, play action pass to Lance. Oh, he bobbles it. That's an interception from the Bulldogs. Gosh, that is tough. I mean, you say you get a big play, and then it just all flips. And bobbled pass, we're going to get a look at this. Jackson Lance unable to make the catch. Sam, walk us through this.
So Lance just runs a curl. Wide open, a little bit of a throw behind him, and he just bobbles it up. And disappointing, just considering that Lance was wide open. I put that more on the quarterback than I do Lance, but just a tough play there. And it just seems time after time the Royals get the opportunity and they just turn the ball over. And
well, here we have Easters showing run. It is a pass, however, and a big breakup. That's a good play, incomplete pass. On the hit there, that was number 21, Clayton Toner, cornerback. Our secondary's played very well tonight. I mean, these receivers, especially Bryce Kurtz, they've been such a factor for this team, and our secondary's put the clamps on them tonight.
Absolutely, and Tony, they forced turnovers, and that's something Tony talked about, was they have to get turnovers. But at the same time, we have also turned the ball over. So turnovers on both sides of the ball have really made this game what it is. And Kurtz.
Wow, Kurtz with the shifty
run.
speed. It didn't look like there was much there, but he pushes forward for a first down. And you're right, Sam. I mean, we got to talk about this Brownsburg team. I mean, they're 8-0. Their offense is one of the best in the state. Averaged 33.8 points a game. And right now, in the fourth quarter, they only have 7 on the board. This defense is making a statement tonight. This defense is playing phenomenally as Kurtz bounces to the outside, and there's not much there. The Royals able to swarm them at the line of scrimmage with Craig Kunkman making a big hit.
And, Sam, Brownsburg is 8-0, but the last couple of weeks they've struggled. So just thinking about it, they've struggled late in the season. You got the postseason coming up next week. Not sure what the issue seems to be with Brownsburg because they've been great all season. That's why they're 8-0. But second straight week where they're struggling. So,
well, Easters rolls out, throws it down the field, incomplete.
Sumter Bay just got totally slammed to the ground. Abeo threw him out of the way like he was nothing. So,
definitely like to see the intensity there. And now it's 3rd and long, and this defense continuing to just play phenomenally well. And here we have Easters showing run in the backfield, Sumter Bay. So we haven't seen Donnie Marcus, the 1,400-yard rusher, not in the game. And it's a right hamstring injury is what we've just learned. Sumter Bay runs forward, but he doesn't get it. Great stop by our defense, 4th and long. Sam, I'm awestruck by our defense, what our defense has done. In the last couple of weeks, we let up 38 points to Franklin Central. The week before that, we let up over 30 points to Noblesville. And here, they're going to try another field goal. So our defense is just playing very well. And then here, the kicker, number 38, Clay Chase, 41 yards. Good snap. Good hold.
Nearly blocked again.
It is good. Let's get a replay on that because that was close. Got barely through the uprights, but that's a good kick.
And watch Manny Daniels came off the edge again. He's right there, unblocked. Just wasn't able to get there quick enough.
And look at that. That kick barely got over. That was close. I didn't think it'd get there. And a 41-yard field goal in these conditions, that's a true testament to that young man's talent. Clay Chase with a big kick in a high-pressure moment. So now, with 8:08 left in this fourth quarter, the Royals going to have a chance to get the ball back. And hopefully Jackson Lance will be able to give the Royals some good starting field position. A big return. And looking at the sideline, it appears Matt Harris, who is jumping up and down. He looks excited to get back out there, and I'm sure this offense is itching for a chance to attack and strike back against these Brownsburg Bulldogs.
Sam, for the first time all night, it looks like the rain has just about let up. So the last 8 minutes of this game are looking like they're going to be dry for the most part.
That's a low kick, maybe trying to limit a return, and they do pretty effectively. Unable to get much there. They kick it to Manny Daniels, who just gets tripped up. With 8:03 left in this ball game, the Royals have a real shot to tie this up. And like you said, Sam, if you would have told me we would only be trailing by 7, 8 minutes left in this fourth quarter, I'm not sure if I would have believed you. I mean, this Brownsburg team looks so impressive on paper, but this game tonight, it's been very closely contested, and that's either a testament to how well our Royals have played, which I believe is the case, or how poorly the Bulldogs are playing. And Lance makes up for his mistakes. He gets a quick little reception, gain of 5 for the Royals.
Just a little short pass, trying to get rid of the ball quick. Looks similar to the one that was intercepted.
So Hobson, he's going to pass. He's looking towards Lance. He has Rhodes wide open. DeAndre Rhodes streaking down the field. That's a touchdown for your Royals. What a play. Wide open, and Hobson connects. We're going to get another look at this. Sam, break down why DeAndre Rhodes was able to get so wide open. I mean, that's just an uncharacteristic play.
This is unbelievable, Sam. We've been waiting for that big play all night, and just confusion. Looks like the cornerback just lost him. Him and Lance. Rhodes and Lance were right there together, and number 3 for Brownsburg just didn't know who to go with there, and Rhodes just took off. And perfect throw from Hobson, and pinning an extra point here.
Yeah, we need this. It's blocked. No way. The extra point is blocked. The chance to tie the ball game, and Brownsburg defender able to jump up there and bat it down. So,
and
wow.
Sam, I wish the viewers could hear this press box right now. I mean, there is a legitimate buzz right now. Everybody just all kinds of talking going on. We've got 3 broadcast stations up here with us, and all 3 of us just going crazy up here, especially
Sam,
after that score.
Yeah, but we need to draw attention to that extra point, because, I mean, that's not a testament to anything our special teams unit could have done. That was a great athletic play from the Brownsburg special teams unit. I mean, the player was able to jump way up in the air, get his hand on the ball. The kick might have been a little bit low, but, I mean, that's just a great play. And that was a very smart play. Instead of trying to rush the line to stay back and jump up. And, I mean, trailing by 1 after we could have tied the game up, we're still losing. That means that we have to score once more before this game is over if we want to have any chance of winning.
Sam, it comes back to special teams. I mean, how big of an effect has that had on tonight's game? I mean, it seems like all the points that have been scored have been in some way, shape, or form related to special teams.
They try to go for an onside kick, it appears.
He calls a fair catch.
The 40-yard line. I don't know if I agree with that call from the special teams coordinator.
Well, I mean, it's what they've been doing all night, and I don't know. I don't personally like giving Brownsburg that kind of field position, but
I mean, the defense has held up.
Yeah,
though.
so
it
hasn't come back to bite them yet. Knock on wood, but. It's just that's their game plan. I guess you got to stick to your plan.
Well, here Sumter Bay, wow,
big time tackle there.
Play from Anthony Eggers. The senior outside linebacker makes a huge stop. And what we mentioned earlier, I want to re-emphasize that Donnie Marcus, who has rushed for over 1,400 yards this season and 13 touchdowns, is out with a hamstring injury. So Shy Sumter Bay is now taking over the duties, and they're showing run here for the Bulldogs. They do play action, but there's a lot of pressure.
And the quarterback is sacked.
Easter's brought down. This defense is electric. This defense is firing on all sides, and Craig Kunkelman, the senior defensive lineman, with a huge sack.
And Sam, both defensive lines have just dominated this game. The offensive line for Brownsburg's been great in the run game, but Easter's having trouble with protection the later we get in this game, and that may have more to do with the Royals defensive line than the Brownsburg offensive line.
Well, here, 3rd and 15, Easter's in the backfield. This formation, Kasiri says, tends to favor a run, but with 3rd and 15, you got to expect a play-action pass. That is the case. Easter's looking. No time.
Pass rush, and he's sacked again.
Time. Right there on the play. Huge sack from number 23 for the Royals. That is Chris Stein. We have players all across the board making plays for the Royals. That is huge. We're going to go ahead and get another look at this. It's a big tackle. Stein just charges, and that's a 4th and 20. That's a loss of 10 yards on that possession for the Bulldogs. This HSE team has all the momentum right now.
I'll tell you, Sam, Easter's has taken some big hits tonight. That's the 3rd or 4th hit that he's just been slammed to the ground.
We blocked this punt.
Oh.
Ooh, that was close. It's a low punt, though, after really good pressure there from number 8, Manny Daniels. Manny Daniels is really making plays on special teams, and once again right there.
And the Royals are starting their own territory.
Well, the Royals now coming off of a huge score, have the ball back after a big completion from about this part of the field last time. We got to expect a similar play. No, it's a delayed handoff to Harris. He's got room. Tries to throw in a juke move, but he's brought down there from number 13 for the Bulldogs. That's Isaiah Higgins. And what I'd like to see, Sam, we talked about how this offensive line was getting dominated early. And so they respond by, we've seen quite a few draw plays already. They let the defensive line collapse because they know they're not going to stop them, so they might as well, trick them. It's game theory. They're thinking one step ahead, and I'd like to see that. There's a play action there to Landon Morris, who's got the first down, and that's a strike by Hobson. Royals continue to march.
Now under 5 minutes in this game, and this is what we were talking about, Sam. An undefeated team. Their backs are against the wall. How will they react under pressure? They haven't been in this position all season long, and the Royals have them right where they want them.
Gosh, and this Royals team looks a lot better than our state ranking. Right now, this Royals team is not ranked very favorably in the state of Indiana, sitting at number 42 in the state, over 2,000 in the nation. And right now, we are neck and neck, the second best team in the state and the 250th best team in the nation.
Looks like Landon Morris is the injured player there.
So up in the booth tonight, we mentioned we got a lot of press, but we also have Joe Wrights, former Colts offensive lineman, calling for 1070 The Fan. So quite exciting to be up here with him. And here the Royals have 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Hobson takes a snap. He was rolling out looking for a pass. Incomplete, but it didn't look like there was much down the field. That's it's a safe play, and like to see that good decision making from the inexperienced quarterback.
He's looking for Boysen on that one. And reminder, Boysen has a broken hand, so a lot of grit tonight. He's chopping wood out there, just packing his lunchbox and coming to work. I mean, that's exactly what you want out of your football players.
We're trailing by 1. 2nd and 10 from the 33. Will the Royals draw up a run here, try to make it 3rd manageable? They do indeed. Hand off to Harris. He's running into defenders, not shying away, and falls forward for a gain of about 2 to 3 yards. They'll call it a 3-yard gain. 3rd and 7 from the 31-yard line.
Sam, you got to think, man, it's probably out of Heaven Street's range right now. You got to at least get a first down here.
I'm going to cut you off. They just checked Hobson out of the game. Hobson and Harris check out of the game, and John McCall, sophomore safety, who played quarterback for the freshman team last season, is in. You gotta wonder what he's going to do here. Is he going to pass it? Because he definitely has the capabilities. He's going to run it. And not much there. It just falls forward. I don't know if I agree with that play call necessarily. We've seen the Wildcat before the season headlined by Matt Harris, but that's going to be a 4th down. And were they trying to play like it was they're going to play for 4th down, you think? Try to get a few yards there so it's 4th and short?
You have to go for the 1st down here. It's on the 29. I mean, it's just too long of a field goal. And
there's a timeout.
They're going to talk this one over. I definitely like this timeout. This play is just too big to snap the ball if you're unsure. So,
well, John McCall, I'll be interested to see if he stays in the game because Hobson's played very well tonight. Unfortunately, he does have those 2 interceptions, but he's really played big late. And bringing McCall in, obviously he's got big athletic play abilities, and that's on the ground and in the air. So maybe they're going to try to catch this Brownsburg team by surprise.
Sam, I'm not necessarily against having McCall in the game, but I'm just wondering why they went up the middle. I mean, when you have a player of this athleticism, why not try to get him to the outside and let him get in the open field and make some plays? And that middle's been stopped all night. I mean, Matt Harris, a physical running back, has not been able to get up the middle. So,
well, Sam, right now, Mitchell Street, the kicker, marches onto the field. This is a 46-yard field goal, and we're putting a lot of faith into the senior kicker, Mitchell Street, who does have a leg on him. 46. This will be huge. And we got to consider with the special teams, the mistakes they've made so far tonight. They got to expect the heat. Good snap, good hold. It's up.
It looks like
short, just short. Wow. Good kick. That was a good snap, good hold. Just not enough leg behind him. But, 46 yards in these conditions, that's tough.
Sammy needed about 2 or 3 more yards. Just heartbreaking. But better to take your shot while you have it. I mean, you don't know how many more chances you're going to get to have the ball in that position. 3 minutes left. Royals defense really needs to come up big here.
A huge stop. You're right.
They could really use a turnover right now. They've had a lot of them tonight, and this would be a good time to have one.
Well, 3:25 left, 2 timeouts for the Royals. Brownsburg is capable of churning out this clock, so the defense needs a 3 and out. And that's a good start. Swarm them up the middle. 2nd and long. Try to see how Morris uses his timeouts. They're deciding against taking one here.
And Sumter Bay has been good tonight, but he hasn't been Donnie Marcus. And at this point, HSE, they know what's coming their way. They're going to run the football, obviously, trying to kill as much clock as they can.
Well,
and it's so predictable. There's no excuse why they shouldn't get a stop here.
Well, I misspoke. We only have 1 timeout. Here's Kurtz and the Wildcat. And there's a 1st down.
But penalty marker's down. It's going to be a holding. This one's coming back.
That's a huge wound if it is indeed a holding. And I was going to say, Sam, you're right. They are going to keep the ball on the ground. They got to turn the clock. But fortunately, they have, even with Donnie Marcus out of the game, they got Bryce Kurtz, one of the most electric playmakers, 2nd best wide receiver in the state. And, if they got him in the open field, then as we saw there's a lot that could happen. But with that holding penalty, the Bulldogs are indeed marching backwards. It's going to be a 2nd and 19. And the Royals really, really cannot have any mistakes on the defense side of the ball here. Timeout Royals. That's an interesting use of a timeout. Very interesting use of a timeout.
It's a bit of a head scratcher, to be honest with you, Sam. When the clock was stopped, you would like to save that timeout for when the clock is running down, and that one hurts. That could come back to bite them.
And that's our final timeout of this ball game.
Yeah.
So assuming we get 2 stops, that's 2nd down stop, 3rd down stop, 4th down punt. That's about 2 minutes that they can chew off this clock because we can no longer stop it. The clock will continue to run after each play, 40 seconds of play clock. So the Royals potentially might get this ball back with only 40 to 50 seconds left in this game. And that's a scary thought. That's tough. So the defense really, really needs a turnover. And with the ball maybe still being a little wet from the rain, doesn't appear that much rain's coming down anymore. We need a big play. We need a very big play. So now Easter's back in the game. The quarterback in the backfield behind him is Bay, and it's a pass. He's going down the field. There's coverage. Really good coverage. They had Bryce Kurtz one-on-one, but Jake Huston with clamps absolutely locks him down. That's an incomplete pass, and the clock stops. On 3rd and 19, the clock stops.
And that's just a huge play right there. I mean, second best wide receiver in the state, and Jake Huston with a huge play.
Jake's had a phenomenal game tonight. There's no undersizing the performance he has put forth as a junior cornerback. Easters and Sumter Bay in the backfield. Snap to Easters. Flag's thrown. Is that going to be a false start?
I believe it is.
Delay of game. Delay of game. March them back 5 more.
Sam, it's going to be 3rd and 24. So,
but this isn't a gimme. This defense, although it is favorable, they cannot allow that to creep into their mind and infringe upon their quality of play.
Well, if I'm Brownsburg, keep it on the ground here.
Well,
kill the clock. The Royals have no timeouts. Nope, they're going to throw it.
They throw. It's a screen pass to Sumter Bay. He's tackled. Big play by the sophomore, John McCall. There's a flag on the field, however. I just don't agree. There's no way that's an illegal hit. He hit him right in the chest. Face mask? Face mask penalty on the defense. Is that an automatic first down, Sam, or do you know? Is that an automatic first down?
I don't believe so. It's still going to be 3rd and 10, but, man, you had him stopped. And
I don't know if I agree with that. It was a hard hit. He didn't. I don't think he grabbed the face mask.
Now I'm wondering if the face mask was away from the play, which just makes it even more disappointing considering that it's unnecessary. But
3rd and 10, the Royals, although there's 3rd and 24, it's now 3rd and 10. They need the stop.
Yeah, this would not be.
And the officials stop play again.
Brownsburg's coach.
Another flag.
Now, the question is if it's after the play or if it was part of the play. If it's part of the play, you could have offsetting penalties, which means we're replaying 3rd and 24. But if it's after the play, then.
Well, it's a sideline warning on the Brownsburg Bulldogs head coach. 3rd and 10. 2:17 left.
Now, I don't think they lose yardage for a sideline warning.
They don't. Easter's in the shotgun. Takes a snap. He's looking for the pass. Pressure over the middle. And it's complete to Kurtz. His first big reception of the game. He's got open field. And he's tackled out of bounds at the 30.
Now, Sam, he did go out of bounds, so.
Wow, that's
big.
tough. 3rd and 24. You get the face mask to 3rd and 10, and you let that up. That is, that's heartbreaking for this Royals defense. And 2:02 left. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Kurtz, you get him in open field, he can make plays, and we saw that there. And that's the first time he's done so tonight, which is a testament to the defense. But for that to be the first time in this moment, that's hard. So Easter's in the backfield.
Now you need a turnover.
And they're going to keep it on the ground almost certainly. And it's a handoff to Sumter Bay. Tackled for very minimal gain.
Now, I'm doing the math. 24.
I mean, they're going to take 2 minutes off the clock. Unless they somehow get an incompletion.
Sam, by my calculations, I think the Royals may get the ball back with maybe 20 seconds left. And is that enough time to
That's a very tall order.
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know. It's tough. You could really use a fumble or something here.
10 seconds here. They're showing run. Sumter Bay in the backfield. You got to get a fumble. You got to get a turnover. And it's
there it is!
Oh, he falls on it. That was a muff snap, so now it's 3rd and long. 1 minute left. I mean,
and now the play clock is showing over 30 seconds. The first go around, it was only 25 on the play clock.
No, the play clock goes up to 40. After each play, it goes up to 40. That was a fumbled snap. 56 seconds.
Now they're just going to take a knee.
Correct.
Not sure why they even.
I mean, that will be the ball game, and like we said, it goes back to that extra point, and it goes back to that timeout call, the head scratcher we had. You know.
Yeah, HSE is going to be about 5 seconds short here.
Yeah, 5 seconds too short. Wow, 10-9, and then a lot of opportunities for the Royals, but a lot of misfires from the Bulldogs as well. I mean, the Royals played a great game, and when we needed that's big special teams play, something that had been a challenge all night, wasn't there. And then when we needed a big stop by defense, and their defense, they've been dominant all night, and we have to give credit where credit is due. This defense has played their best showing in the year. When we needed a big stop on defense, face mask, first down, couldn't get it. Here we have it, 3rd down. 35 seconds left.
So now the play clock's showing 25. So, not sure.
The Royals so the play clock's showing 25 now. We thought it'd be 40, so there's 10-second difference between the game clock.
I don't
and the play
understand
clock.
how it's 25 now. It was just 40.
Well, victory formation for the Bulldogs. They're going to take a snap.
Yeah,
It's
that's
40.
it.
That's game. And
It's a heartbreaker. They had a chance. They had so many chances. But you know what, Sam? The Royals really had nothing to lose tonight. I don't think anybody expected them to come out here and play this good of a football game and hold Brownsburg to 10 points. But, I mean, they just proved that they can hang with the second-best team in the state. And 2 weeks from now, postseason begins. I feel optimistic about what I saw tonight. There's got to be some optimism about what we're going to see in 2 weeks. They got a couple weeks of practice. You can really hone in on that game plan, and it's time to go. I mean, it's postseason. This is what you play for, and in high school football, everybody makes the playoffs. So you could go 0-9 in the regular season and win the state championship. That's just how it goes. So
you're right.
Could this team be getting hot at the right time? I don't know. What I saw tonight, there's optimism.
Well, kudos to Brownsburg on completing the 9-0, the perfect regular season. That's a feat that is hard to achieve. You're right, Sam. There's a lot of takeaways. This defense put forth their best performance I've seen all season, holding the number 2 team in the state to 10 points. And they played phenomenally well. The offense looked good, too. There was a few mistakes on the special teams, a few turnovers. But the offense looks very solid despite only putting up 9 points. And it's tough because of how close we came and how we fell 5 seconds short. And so you're right. We got North Central in 2 weeks in the sectional here at Hamilton Southeastern High School. We will be broadcasting that game on Southeastern Sports Network, so make sure you tune in. And this team has a lot of growth. They're trending upwards, and we're excited to see that. Thank you to all the viewers at home who tuned in tonight. In this community, and also those of you who are watching from outside of Fishers, Indiana. We appreciate your continuous support. We will not be broadcasting anything until 2 weeks from now, where we broadcast a sectional football game between HSE and North Central High School. This weekend, a big Royal Athletic event is our boys soccer team. We'll be competing in regionals, so make sure you follow along on Twitter at Southeastern Sports Network. You're sure to see some updates posted along our timeline. And I just want to say thank you once again. Signing off, I'm Sam Houston. Have a good night.